Regular perforation. Skulls for the Skull Throne. Alright, invasion completed. It was all not for naught. Our forces were destroyed, torn apart, and rendered down in reclamation pools. Even the ancient spires toppled. Targeting enemies at range can be difficult. With simple binocular vision, a sensible adaptation is to increase a variety of a number of ocular sensors available to the organisms to improve targeting of all enemy types. Cytokinesis. To Magosinologist Lexidium report concerning the Divisio Biologus operations on Gladius Prime. With the planet as our ally, we dared to dream, but the human forces couldn't afford to lose another expedition like the last, instead focusing on data missing. Thankfully, the planet's ancient mechanisms threw up another trick, psychic signal akin to that produced by the doomed astropath on Facundia, which somehow divided the hive mind against itself. A second hive arose to fight the first, and the real hope emerged amongst the defenders of the hive fleet would spend all its biomass in a futile internecine war. I had no such illusions. I knew that one swarm would prevail and emerge the stronger for the test. That the isolated Tyranid strain would call out to space and attract the nearest hive fleet, perhaps a fragment of Tiamat. And then all would be consumed. Two hive minds met in battle soon after. I don't know if the original survived or the challenger, but it mattered little. The winner adapted first and consumed the opponent's troops. Soon it shared the genetic data of both. Produce any production building to reclaim a unit and defeat 3 camps. City. Alright, so you're done now, finally. So do that and this. And then I need some Tyrannofexes. That going. I really need influence. be little doubt that the massive Tyrannoflex exists purely for destruction. It is a monster created for the most apocalyptic and grueling of battlefields, striding ominously towards their prey. These alien giants deal death from afar, shattering the enemy battle lines with merciless salvos of bioweapons fire. The only way to stop these unrelenting slaughter is to slay the beast, but a Tyrannoflex has the fortitude of a living battle fortress and is heedlessly of all but the heaviest enemy ordnances. Clad in a blade of layers of chitinous armor, the Tyrannoflex is unyielding as any war engines built of steel or born of conventional technology. Reduces the upkeep. Alright, I don't know why they're not attacking me, but I'm going to have to kill them if they're not stopping here shortly. Because otherwise they're going to drag them into my base. Admech is destroyed. The hive man surge with joy as its distance part rush into the hive city, ferreting out every last morsel of genetic data and biomass, ignoring the wandering automata and masterless machines. Alright, so I'm still going to need more population then. Actually, I messed up. That's not what I need. What I need are brood on so I can start getting Tyrannoflexes, because I have nothing to protect me against air units. Meganaught instincts. The hive mind typically maintains close control over its swarm, directing everything but unconscious actions, save for its alpha creatures. But by loosening the control, larger organisms can direct or predate on the smaller organisms, enabling them to survive without direct control. Start getting me some of those bad boys. Biomorph adaptation, I guess. How does the use any production building to reclaim a unit? Okay. Probably gonna need 3 of those. Biomorph adaptation. Far from being born perfectly ready for every situation, Tyranids have a variable amount of adaptability inherent in their DNA. Ramping this capability up isn't expensive in terms of resources, but allowing them to change their behavior and physical capabilities in the battlefield. Your job is to just build these up. Regeneration? No. Let's get the increased population. No. Oh, it's tough. Yeah, regeneration to keep them alive, I guess. Here a little bit, see if we can take some of this stuff before they trigger the next attack on me. The Tyranid warriors actually are pretty good. Later on they get better with the lictors are obviously much better, but they can get buffed up and influence. Some units have the ability to recover from horrendous wounds and injuries that should have proven fatal. Two, three. Alright, now we'll get you. Increase population. Alright, you're messing them up. Keep those guys coming. what's going on. Then, oh, I never built a gaunt or anything. I actually need influence is what I need. So I'd almost have to come down here. I guess the question is, does it make sense to push there or not, or am I going to end up triggering guys to come kill me? Biogenesis organelles. Nothing truly lives in the Tyranid city hive. Mindless organelle creatures spawn and perform crucial functions before being reassimilated. Alterations to the city structure can be made, enabling these organisms to be spawned and reabsorbed in a much shorter window, allowing the overall population to increase. So if I come here, actually I wonder if these guys could get absorbed. Let's find out, because I need 2 of them. Breath. As I predicted, this conflict, far from being an obstacle, was an accelerant to the Tyranid's planetary conquest. Our astropath reported that the Hive had created something like a brood mind, a psychic beacon strong enough to pass through even the maelstrom above. The fleet was coming. For Gladius Prime's loss to mean something, someone needed to survive and pass the data on to the Adeptus Mechanicus. I planned my escape from the planet. Come down here. Oh, never mind. these. We'll keep building. Many Tyranids hurl themselves alongside into combat, seeking to crush or trample the foe. To Megaxenologus Lexidium, report concerning the Divisio Biologus operations on Gladius Prime. Months past the the planet continued to ramp up the pressure on the Xenos, turning the planet's life against them. Even as the shadow of the warp fell over Gladius Prime, the Hive fleet encircled it. We now felt like bystanders in the battle between giants. It must have become obvious to the hive mind that it couldn't simply consume this world like normal. Their dreaded spore pods couldn't get through the warp storms, and they couldn't breed fast enough on the surface to overcome our defenses. It needed something special to crack the planet wide open. A few Imperial satellites and Space Marine battle barges reported that the Hive fleet was circling the planet, throwing mycetic spores down, probing the storm. Though nothing made it through, the fleet seemed to identify a relatively stable point where the storm, the shadow in the warp pushed on it, widening it. On the surface, the Hive mind moved its resources, coordinated its fleet above, aiming somehow to reach through the storm. Its forces were seen near the dormant Necron Tomb City. Perhaps the storms are weaker there? Found a new city at that location. Man, I just cleared this out so I could set this spot up. And now you're making me do that, huh? I'll build me a bunch of Malanthropes because I need to start getting some bases going here. I mean, that's one of the main benefits of the Tyranids is how quickly you can ramp up their economy. I'm sure messing that up pretty badly. Although again, I have been getting sieged by units that other people haven't been, and that's been crippling me. Sounds like there's battles happening over here. Adrenal glands. Adrenal glands saturate the host bodies with chemicals that boost the creature's metabolism to a hyperactive state. sign that I shouldn't go any farther. Just pull back. The site Herodol was the first recorded during the invasion of the Hammond world, a small imperial colony close to one of the tendrils of the High Fleet Kraken. Hammond's world was attacked soon after Kraken was defeated on Ichor 4 as the High Fleet began to splinter. Nothing like the Herodil has ever been reported before. It was armed with 4 huge razor-sharp claws, each capable of slicing clean through a battle tank, and heavily protected by chitinous plates and up to 30 millimeters thick. The Hydrodil is far larger than the Carnifex and the monster and killing machine, even by Tyranid standards. Alright, so let's get you there. Let's pull you guys back. Set you up with the city right there. I think that should be good. So I've got, yeah, that should be enough for everybody now. Build me one more of those. 2 of those. And everything else would be loyalty there. Gonna need them, I guess, is the question. Take one of those. Oh shit, I should have built the city. Tarragon is a massive synapse creature whose towering carapace shields a swollen abdomen. Though possessed of a formidable array of bioweapons from the monstrous claws that crush any prey that ventures too close, the banks of the razor tipped spines that can be fired at considerable distance. A Tarragon's true threat lies within. Every Tarragon serves as a living incubator within whose bloated form upon dozens of Termagons slumber in a state of near life. The Termagon can spawn its dormant broods at will, jolting their minds into wakefulness. Alright, feel no pain. Oh, these guys do increase loyalty. Dang it. Well, that could have been nice to have earlier. I did not remember that being a thing, though. There was peace for a time, whilst the hive mind nestled and gathered the resources. Peace only in the context of endless war, of course. Here. Two, three, here. Termagon. Actually, maybe getting another Hive Tyrant might not be a bad idea. Termagon is a vast serpentine creature so colossal that it towers over even the mighty Carnifex. It is a heavily armored monster covered from head to tail with a thick carapace shifting plates. As a Termagon moves, these plates generate a potent biostatic charge that courses along the length of the beast's body and wreaths its bladed forelimbs in a crackling power. The Termagon can direct this energy as a lethal high voltage discharge, unleashing pulsating arcs of lightning that leave its prey as little more than charred pile of scorched bones. Unfortunately, I am out of money, so I can't keep building an army. Tarragon Toxin Spike. Actually, you should probably come over here, help clear some of the spot stuff out. The tails of some Tyranids are deadly weapons, from bony protrusions to dents, enough to cave in the side of a tank, the stingers containing enough poison to kill a whole regiment. Alright, come over here. Heal. Ground. Alright, let's get the Echanuran walls. We're just slowly waiting to get up to 500 biomass. Hive walls are grown rapidly, meaning that they tend to be relatively flimsy creatures. For the Tyranids, Gene Eaters have observed adaptations that grow more slowly, but accrete muscle mass over time, and generally are more resilient to enemy action. Get you there. Capillary tower. Actually, I do want some of those, because then I can just build them up at different locations if I need to reinforce or regenerate guys for heals. That's up to 200. Guessing orcs and Space Marines are just fighting right outside there. Well, my guys are just kind of putzing around here. Tall as a human hive city, capillary towers are the backbone of the Tyranid conquest. Here, the resources of the planet are siphoned from reclamation pools and fed up through the troposphere to meet the umbilical tongues of the orbiting hive ships. On Gladius, the towers have no hive ships to feed. Instead, the gargoyles and hive crones crawl from the birthing sacs to the tower sides and wait for their newborn wings to stiffen so they can join the war. Stinger salvo. .6 damage, really. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't be doing none of this shit here, Space Marines. Stinger salvos are simple but effective weapons that fire rows of meter-long razor-sharp spikes. What? The whole reason... that pisses me off. Yes, this is going to be a fairly worthless base. Alright. Loyalty. Decreases the cost of consuming tiles, I guess. Not really using it, but I guess we could potentially. Yeah, that's right. Go away, Space Marines. You don't want to start any shit over here. I gotta build a capillary tower now. Alright. Then, like a delicate, strange flower, but impossibly tall, a capillary tower rose from the new hive. We watched it stretch miles and miles high, growing into the atmosphere. Capillary towers it is. 1, 2, 3. 3. Man, such a big investment with all this stuff. But I should be able to start getting better bases going here shortly. Man. How are you guys coming over here? While some Malanthrope or Ripper razor edge jaws have no problem eating their way through flesh, bone, or other plasteel, they are slowed by the necessity of consuming a huge quantities of soil and rock that the hive mind demands at scale and speed. It is presumed that the specialized organisms are deployed to consume these, though again, none have survived to report them. From the surface we could only see the Kepler Tower, yet the few Imperial craft in low orbit report seeing the hive ships creeping closer, extending strange tendrils, trailing down to the tower's tips, burned with witch fire as the warp storm tore at them. It was a short connection only, but in reconnecting the local hive mind fragmented and learned how to destroy this world. Stuck at. Lictors, I guess. That's 3, so I'm gonna need loyalty there. Oh my gosh. Still more stuff here. Phagian. Whatever it was that gestated on the planet then, we could all feel the horror of it. Even in my remaining flesh shrank as the thing grew. At its birth, every psyker on the planet howled, and the hive mind had sensed something monstrous to the planet. The planet's defenses knew that this was the end too. It scrapped up everything left to it, every horror driven from its lair, and forced toward the Tyranid hives. Orcs Psychic Newman, Catachan Devils, Degenerate Kroot, and the hive mind defended its gestating horror with equal vigor. The battle was endless. It wasn't clear whether we'd survive the planet's defenses, let alone the Tyranid assimilation. Survive invasion for 10 turns. Keep the Doom alive for 10 turns. What is the Doom? The Doom is the Zoanthrope, okay?